I'm Patty McGarrahan from the Mind's Eye Show, and I am here with Brenda Dussault, and I'm looking forward to this. It's a little bit different thing I haven't done at the shop in many, many years, and she does it completely different. She does a vision board, but the way she does it is a little bit different, and I'm so looking forward to having her talk about it. So Brenda, thank you so much for coming here today.
You're welcome.
Oh, well,
Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Give us a little bit of what got you into the holistics. And
I used to go to a place that had angel card readings, and I started going there, and then I got into doing workshops with vision boards. I wasn't that familiar with it until about 7 years ago, the holistic field and stuff. And I've actually done Reiki too, and I do some card reading too.
Excellent.
So
excellent.
a small group of friends, one friend brought me, and
it just and then you start doing some other stuff with it. So you have a totally different way to do the vision boards, and I really like it because it makes more sense, because it isn't like you're going to take this board with all this cardboard and just hang it up, this big piece of cardboard, which is what I did and how I did it, when I did it. But it was like, what do I do with it now type of thing. And I love the different system that you have. So if you could explain it a little bit.
Sure, absolutely. So I make it on two 8.5 by 11 forms in plastic. And that way you can do one for your work and one for your fun, for your career. I mean, not work,
personal life.
Personal life. So if you enjoy whatever your hobbies are, you can actually do that. And then whatever you're pursuing in your career life and education, or so like I had done one time that had pets on it. I wanted a new dog, and you can put anything. You can also do all different things. On this one I have some cards from businesses that I attend to and stuff. And you also can put, this is mostly camping. That's my biggest hobby. In the outdoors. I really love nature. So that's what this one's mostly about.
Excellent.
But it's very important. You can put it in a notebook if you like. Mostly it's magazine cutouts. And when I do the class to make it easier, I actually bring in cutouts already from like little phrases and stuff, positive words that people are looking for. And when I leave them around the house, my husband calls them ransom notes. But I do, that way I bring them, and it makes the class go a lot faster because you already have stuff to pull from. And even if it's a small enough project that you can do it in the time of the class.
Excellent.
And at least start towards it.
Excellent.
And then it's something you can keep in your workspace, whether you're working at home or in an office. And you can also keep the other one on your fridge if you want to see where where you're headed towards.
Excellent.
So that's really helpful.
And those of you, the personal one, if your personal one is more about romance, you can do that as well.
Yep.
If it's your love life that you want to draw the right person into you, so it's and have that as a vision board as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Where you can have the she shed burning down with all the fire.
Yeah. If you want to get even maybe like exercise, you could put on there something like getting to the gym or the YMCA or something similar to get you. I had made one on a cork board, as you were speaking of. Back I read The Secret a long time ago.
I love that book.
Yeah, so
tell a little bit about that book, as long as you brought it up.
Yeah, so
because it's one that I think everybody
that's
should
what
read.
I read originally, and that's how I got into the vision boarding. My girlfriend and I were reading it and about the law of attraction and how to always keep your thoughts positive, so that way you're drawing what you want towards you. And the more you'll manifest, whatever you're thinking about will manifest quickly. And if you're pretty involved in doing this regularly, things are going to manifest even faster. So if you start thinking negatively and talking bad about yourself, then you're going to draw all that to you. If you're not feeling well and you're not thinking about your good health and stuff, then you could draw illness to you too.
Absolutely.
So,
and people that are constantly saying, I'm broke, or I only have $2 in my checking account,
yes,
they don't realize that they're doing it.
Yes, so you want like the law of abundance, and you want to absolutely, don't think about I need $20 to pay this bill or $100 to pay this bill. Think about like all my needs are being met. That's what you want to think, because that way you are going to get plus what you need and then some. So there's not like, because then another bill comes in the mail and you don't have that money. So always be thinking that there's like, instead of bills in the mail, there's checks in the mail. And that way there'll be checks coming in for you. So it's always
Absolutely.
A positive mindset.
I'm terrific at manifesting. So, but other people, like having it in front of you helps.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? During my single parenthood, I did everything. I did vision boards. I also I went around with the candle around my house, do you know what I mean, and stuff like that, a green candle for money, you know. When I was worried about finances and stuff like that, but I could manifest. I'd sit there and say, I know I'm going to get that $360 that I need, you know, and something would come up. One time I became a juror, but it was like the higher court where you get Superior, where you get a little extra money. Do you know what I mean? They pay for your parking, they pay for a little bit, you know what I mean? It isn't a ton, but it was exactly $360, and that's what I needed.
What you needed.
But I like what you said, and get a little
bit more. Yeah, get a little bit more, because then you never know what's coming up next.
My mother said, I'll pay for you, just come to the bingo with me. And I walked in the door, I said, I need enough money to get the kids the swing set they wanted. I won 50 cents more than what the swing set was, but I won it.
You won it, it does. And when I had first made that vision board after reading the book, come to find out, I hadn't put it, it's supposed to be in a space that you're in regularly, but I had put it in a spare room, which I do go in occasionally. But everything on it had come true a few years later, because I hadn't, just updated it. And everything had come through, except it was like I had about losing weight, but that's an ongoing battle. So
by the time you see this, we'll have already had the class at my shop, but I'm sure at some point, if you request it, we will, repeat it and stuff like that. But the biggest thing that I think it's wonderful is, like I said, that those big pieces of cardboard that they sell at Staples and stuff like that.
Poster board.
What do you do with it afterwards?
Yeah, where are you going to hang it?
So it's excellent, and because we're such an electronic group now, it's great that she has a lot of the cutouts for it, so that when you go to do it.
Yeah, because a lot of magazines aren't available anymore, and I'll actually go through them and pick out things that are, like balance, thrive, saving, being strong, feeling good. So it's always, more positive words, being more flexible. You want to try to, think of that and stuff.
Yeah, and I love it because, like, there was a gentleman that used to do, like, positive thinking and everything. And he kind of disappeared, so I don't even know what happened to him. But he had a business, and it was starting to fail and stuff like that. And he changed his own thinking, and he ended up, like, really thriving. And it was a beautiful thing that took place, And it was like, I wish I could think of his name, but he started doing classes and stuff on it. And he had his own accountant was wishing that he had a female in his life. And he put up like Post-its and everything, but his thought system also added like a negative thing to it. And he said to him, that's why. And as soon as the guy shifted his thinking, he had someone come to his life.
Yeah, you always want to think that you deserve it. Don't be thinking that you don't,
because he's put it up, but he said, but nobody will want me because of the way my thinking is.
Yeah.
Because he was very engraved in the money and the doing books type of thing.
And once you do say something negative, because even if, you try to be positive all the time, but you should always say, like, cancel, clear, delete. And that way,
I love that.
Yeah,
Thank
cancel,
you.
clear, delete when you've said something negative, because that way it'll, like, the universe will ignore it, and you'll, hopefully be back on the path of what you need to be on.
Oh, that is wonderful. Absolutely. I never thought to do that, but I have realized that all of a sudden I had a lot to do with for my house, and then a lot of extra crazy things came up. And I all of a sudden I started worrying about money. I've been very fortunate, which for 7 or 8 years I haven't had to. Just got into the traveling again and got a little carried away. Do you know what I mean?
It's easy.
And that kind of stuff. And I realized that too much I was thinking of lack of instead of. And as soon as I switched it, bada boom, everything works out. So it is crazy.
Keep thinking checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail. Checks in the mail. Yes. Go into a little more detail about some of the other things, because you worked at Positive New Beginnings.
Yeah,
for years,
I worked
right?
at Positive New Beginnings for years. I was really close with Dottie, and
she's crossed over onto the other side and from brain cancer.
Yeah, it's taken me a little bit to get back into it. I started going to a place in Lincoln, and Rhode Islanders are very. They
and you
stick
could say
to the
Saltitude.
neighborhood.
She's done the show too.
Okay, yeah. So
I
Saltitude.
have no problem with that. Saltitude's my buddy
Saltitude
PJ's.
is where I go. I've kind of got a new community up there.
And I met you there.
So yeah, that's right.
I do mediumship, a group mediumship thing, and I met Brenda.
That's
there.
how we met. So that was actually really nice.
And now we have about 50 messages back and forth on Facebook now. But yeah, it started from there. And
it all started from there. So I've just started the class I'm going to be getting back into is to do a vision board at Patty's Place and the Mind's Eye. And that's why it's helping me to launch to go do some stuff at Saltitude. I'm going to be doing something in December there.
Excellent.
I'm going to be doing Take Back Your Power, and we're going to do it on a new moon. So that's going to be.
And what will you do with that too?
Well, the Take Back Your Power, it's going to be like self-care and making sure that, because a lot of us give away our power. And so with the new moon, you're going to be drawing to you what you want, and like a vision board, but without doing a vision board.
Okay.
So we're going to make a list
visualizing
of visualizing it. Yeah, so we're going to make a list of things that we want to draw to us on a new moon. And whether you're looking for a new job, or you need money, or you want just more positive people around you, you can put that on your little list. And so we're also going to do some self-care. I have some lists of self-care and ways that a lot of us give away our power. What we do is we don't set boundaries properly, and we end up letting people like walk on us and stuff.
It's so funny that you said that, because the end of 2022 and 2023, it was almost like September 1st to September 1st. That has been a huge thing in my life. Learning to put boundaries on it.
It's hard.
Yeah, well, I was in the corporate world, and my boss will tell you I had no problem putting boundaries in that world, you know. But when you're healing and trying to help people, it's very hard to put the boundaries down on it.
It is.
And it's, you want to help people and you want them to feel better about themselves, and it's hard. But you always have those people that take advantage.
Exactly. There's a lot of people that will take advantage. I have
and suck the life out of you.
Yeah, numerous friends, like they're really energy draggers. They take my energy when I'm around them. And you try to be around them a little bit less.
And I always joke, I had a woman that I wouldn't say she was even in top 10 readings or readers that I've had. But she said a statement that I will always send out love to her. She moved to Arizona, don't even know if she was working in Sedona, but don't even know whether she's here or not, because she was a little older than me. But she said something to me that I will always cherish. If it does not add to your life, it needs to be subtracted from your life. And that's very hard as a healer to put into your life, because we feel like it's wrong. We're supposed to give, and don't feel like, we need it.
Yes, so we do tend to take on more than what's for us, and we need to always put yourself first. It's kind of like they tell you on an airplane with make sure you're putting your oxygen mask on first. As simple as that.
I just watched that a lot this week.
As simple as that, because it's like you can't help somebody else unless you're helping yourself first. And unfortunately, especially women as caregivers, mothers, spouses and stuff, we just give to everybody, but who's helping us, So we have to take it back for ourselves, and that's
absolutely,
to kind of focus on that will be a vision board as a starter for yourself. You have a focus on what you want to draw to you, and maybe it's something that you guys are doing together. As if you're in a relationship and you're doing it together, then that's great. Get your own vision board though, because it may be stuff you want, separately, and it's
absolutely,
nice,
absolutely.
So,
and like I said,
it's something to do for yourself too. And to any of these classes or enrichment stuff, it's just like makes you feel better. You're not just going to work and you're not just going home. You're doing something
for
additional
yourself.
For yourself.
And as I said, just doing the vision board and just putting that positive in is so crazy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And what it is too is you have to be careful and keep the positive. Because again, when you're working with people, you don't want your negative to land on them either, so it goes both ways.
Yeah, and you need to protect yourself too, depending on where you work and your work environments and stuff. Because there's a lot of negativity, and even when you're out and about in a store or whatever, try to go out in the morning before you even get out of bed. Set a little bubble around yourself, and call in the angels and have them watch over you all day, and that way you'll be more centered and less likely to be influenced by the negative that's coming at you from wherever you are.
Most people that are healers are in this are very empathic, so they do pick up the energy.
Yeah, definitely.
I always tell people, I went to CVS one day, and we were getting a girls' night out, and I hadn't had a girls' night out in ages, and it was one of the friends' birthdays, and I went to go buy the card, and the girl gave me the change at CVS and touched her fingernails, touched my hand, and all of a sudden I wanted to go home and go to bed.
Wow.
And this was before I protected myself and do what I do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This was back years ago. And I knew somebody that worked there, and I mentioned it. The girl was so professional, nobody knew there was anything wrong with her.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, she was able to hide it.
Come to find out, she was getting ready for work in the morning, and the gentleman, she lived with someone, and they had been together for 5.5 years, and he announced that he was going to be moved out when she got home. Wow. So she had to go to work knowing that was happening. And yet she smiled,
Still
and she was so pleasant and everything, held everything inside, and then it came out. It came out through her fingertips to an empath. So it's good people that can even give you that darker energy and not realize it. So you have to be careful, and you have to do a little protecting of yourself.
Definitely, yes.
Which is absolutely
wonderful.
I
don't have them today, but like I wear crystals and stuff sometimes, and bracelets with crystal.
I have a pocketbook that weighs 500 pounds because I have so many crystals in it. I go, oh my gosh, 500-pound pocketbook. No, it's not money. It's crystals. It's rocks in there and stuff. Yeah, and we were talking. I went down to Colorado, and the Red Rock. And I wanted everybody at the Mind's Eye to be able to have some Red Rock.
Oh, nice.
So every time I see some, I say to my husband, pull over the breakdown lane, and I'm picking up Red Rock. And there was also a mineral store that I went to that I also bought stuff. So my husband was like so mortified because when they were going to weigh the suitcase, the whole bottom was all rocks.
Right.
And he's like, I'm not even standing here. I'm making it like I don't know who you are. Yeah. So the energy from it. But again, to get back to what we're doing, I think it's great because you're bringing so much stuff. And I will tell the people if they have any things that they want to bring.
If they want to bring pictures or
like
some stuff of their own that they've already.
That is absolutely fabulous. And I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to it. Just because, like I said, it's something that was done in the past, and I still swear that the bulkiness and no way to put it just made me kind of forget about it. Yeah. But years and years ago, like when I was in my first place, which had to be like 20 years ago, that I was involved with that. And I still do the other positive thinking stuff, and kind of myself if I go into it. I'm not one that goes into the negative that often, so I'm very fortunate compared to others, and it can be a mess. I go into fix-it mode. I don't go into wow mode, as I call it. But I just feel like this is fun and doable, and not a major project, but you're putting it out there what you need to do.
Yeah, definitely.
I still wish I could think of that guy's name. He was so fabulous. He had a restaurant down in Florida, and then he started speaking and encouraging. And sometimes when I was off or anything at work because of the workplace, I would actually put on something of his. And listen to it because it was the positive thinking. You don't realize until you do that how important it is.
Yeah, I have a whole spiritual room in my house upstairs, and I have the corkboard one on my wall. And the last time I had done it, I put on, the last time I had done it, I had put on it Mom, and I had put on the notebook because my mom had dementia. And after my mom passed, which was 3 years ago, I was actually in the room, and I was actually able to bring my mom, like I felt like she was there with me. And I happened to, it was crazy. I looked up at the board and kind of had forgot that was even on there. And I just felt like she was with me there.
Oh, excellent.
That was really something,
Yeah, it's, because, and when you think about them and something like that happened, that's when they do come to you.
Yeah.
And they stand with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So that is a good thing too. If somebody is grieving even, putting something positive and putting that person on there.
A picture of them or something that reminds you of them. Like my mom, she had an accident with a green Corolla, and I keep seeing the green color. It's like a sage color, and that's when I know my mom's around me, when I start seeing that green car, and it's like everywhere.
Yeah.
And then.
So I never thought of a vision board doing that as well. That's excellent. So how long have you been doing tarot?
I've been doing it for 7 years. So I actually do angel tarot.
Okay.
So in this, I have like fairy tarot cards and angel cards, archangel cards, and I've been reading.
But not the oracle, the actual tarot?
I read oracle, but I do read tarot, but not the Rider deck. I read the angel. No.
I did the Rider deck until I took a class after I read it for 15 years, and the woman said to me, the reader, I said I could read before I came here because I went with a friend to a beginner's class, so she said to me, get another deck. and I got the Gendron deck after
When I
that.
realized, my friend from the other, when I first got into all of this, she had said I was supposed to be a reader, and I really wasn't that familiar with the cards. I'd been for some readings, but I really hadn't, thought about reading myself,
Yeah.
And I went to one of her readers, and I was actually reading the Archangel Tarot upside down when he was reading it for me. So that was the first deck I got. And then from there, I probably have like 5 that I use regularly. But of course, once you start collecting decks, you kind of start collecting decks.
Oh my gosh!
And I do have Oracle, and I have Angel.
I have Oracle, but I don't use them. I find the verbiage on it
too much. Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
And so
I find with the Fairy and the Archangel, mostly the Fairy, you'll find like different things when you're reading them. In there that will stand out for that particular reading that you're, I will never have seen that little fairy or something on the, maybe there's like a little angel or something in the background additional.
Excellent.
And I would never have seen that.
Yes.
But I've also done a few things have been coming to me without actually having the cards. So
yeah, and you're going to find that's going to come as the years goes on, because I actually read the people's energies and then look down at the cards and see if there's anything I missed.
Yeah.
So I don't actually read the cards anymore.
Yeah.
Or if someone, the one thing that's really good about the cards, besides it being something that takes the attention of the person
More just a
to
tool,
it too,
yeah.
but I will sometimes read the cards at the beginning if someone's very closed off, and then a couple of things come out and they relax, and then I just read the energy again.
Yeah.
But they're great. Again, they're a great tool.
Yeah, they are.
They're an absolutely great tool. I use a deck, the Gendron deck. I used a shapeshifter deck, but I teach it too much. So I used the shapeshifter deck for a while. But when I started teaching tarot, or we'd have the groups that met at and we'd practice and stuff, it confused people because they have extra cards in that deck.
Okay.
So I shifted to the Gendron deck. And if you get a chance to look at it, they are beautiful.
Yeah.
But then I had somebody send me a flyer that I don't know how they got my home address, and it was my name, it wasn't under business or anything, and asked me to critique the artwork on the cards. And I did, and I sent it in because they were breathtaking, gorgeous. And after that happened, they sent me a free deck.
Wow.
Yeah, as a thank you.
That's really nice.
Yeah. So I'm on the second version of that because my grandkids were kicking and splashing and my pocketbook got soaked.
Oh no!
And they stuck together, so I had to get it. So it's amazing how the decks come through as well and help you work. And of course, the new deck, the deck that I've been using for the last decade-ish, is lavender.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
My favorite. That's my favorite color, actually.
Yeah. So as you can tell, purples and stuff are definitely mine as well. So again, that made me drawn to that deck too. So there's so many beautiful ones out there.
Oh yeah, there really are.
Yeah. So I've been reading since 1985, and how I ended up reading, I'll tell you a quick little story. I worked with a girl at a club, and we pretended we were partners so that way the creepy guys would leave us alone. And we were both like, I think I was 28 and she was like 32, so we're talking way back when, you know. And she showed me a picture in the dock bar, and when I looked at the picture, I looked at her. Now, you can't see much. It was a 4x5 family picture, she, her husband, and 2 kids. I said, how come the oldest one's your husband's and the younger one isn't? And she gasped and grabbed my arm and took me to the bathroom. They split up for 2 months, and she went back with her sweetheart, and the girl had brown eyes, but you couldn't see it in the picture.
Yeah, right.
The brown eyes. So she, the high school sweetheart did. And so she turns around and she goes to me, I'm picking you up, you and the kids up tomorrow. We're going on a trip. And we went to Sari's bookstore, which is actually where, I just lost her. Gloria worked before she opened up White Light.
Oh, okay.
So we went there, and she bought me my deck, and the first one was the basic one that you had just talked about, the Rider deck.
The Rider deck, yeah.
And I started reading for her like every day, and then
that's nice.
Everybody in the country in 1985, every time they had a get together, they'd say, "Oh, Patty, will you bring your cards?" But I got invited to every party and everything that's going on, and then I'd read, and then eventually I was being asked to read so much I had to start charging more to have them discriminate between, asking me every time, a pin dropped.
Yeah, my daughter actually has a Halloween party, and she usually asks me to read at her Halloween party.
Yeah. So, and then eventually it grew, and it grew and it grew. So it's pretty interesting how it happens and how everything kind of goes together, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's really...
So one of the other things that, and you feel Dottie, the one that you originally worked for, you feel her around you.
I feel her around me a lot. Actually, her store was at 222 Warren Avenue, and it's 222. I see it all the time. I see it in license plates.
And I'm 111, so when you see 111, think of me.
Yeah. I actually was behind a car one day, and it was like 1 a.m. and then 222, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me! This is just insane."
I am 222.
I am 222.
Nice, yeah.
It was really nice. I was like, but I see it all the time, and it always is her around me. I used to talk to her almost every day. So and then she's passed by 5 years, but she's still with me. Her and my mom are around me a lot. So it's really great to have both of them I've been going through some health issues, so it was nice to have them around me.
Right.
So, and I think that's why they've been around me so close since the summer. So.
Oh, when you've got stuff going on.
They come.
The troops come marching in.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they've been around me, definitely.
Whether it's emotionally or not.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to discuss, if you want to get a hold of Brenda, you can go on her Facebook page, and it's under
Brenda Dussault.
And if you have troubles getting a hold of her, I can find her. I know how to find her. And like I said, by the time this airs, this class will have been over, but we'll probably be thinking of the next version or whatever that it's happened. But even if they don't, the positive thinking aspect and putting out there, and like you said, if you have something, even put it up on the refrigerator, like a couple of pictures, and have it go through. So there's simple ways to do it, although I think you'd have more fun doing the class and with other people that are bringing that in.
Yep, definitely.
As well. Absolutely. In here, I just want you to show the papers again, too.
Sure.
So this is it. Basically, you just put it on a little piece of cardboard, and you take any pictures and stuff like that. And like I said, she's going to bring little boxes of stuff so that way we can see them.
I have stickers and all different things.
Absolutely, and put all kinds of things together. And she's going to do that, and that's her first class teaching.
Yeah, all the
Mind's Eye.
materials we'll bring all these materials for you to have. It's all included, and then you can actually bring personal pictures if you'd like, or something that you've maybe found on your own that you want.
Absolutely, I'll make sure I tell the people that.
Yeah,
too.
definitely.
Because I have some people that are on the mailing list that had signed up.
Oh, nice.
That I don't necessarily know that well, so I'll make sure that I contact them. I've got the list and the numbers and everything anyway. So I'm looking forward to having you join with me. You can look her up again on Facebook, or you can give me a call. And in the meantime, have them keep up the positive thinking.
Yeah, definitely.
And stuff like that. You have been where you have gone through a series, because I've talked to you and I've done a reading with you and stuff like that. During this, you have done a great job keeping yourself busy in your head, because you're a busy person, and when you're quiet, you need to find positive things
I have
to do.
Yeah, because I will tend sometimes to go into a quiet side, and I'm trying not to do that this fall, because now that camp is closing, it's difficult for me.
I had that.
I find it very sad.
That definitely with the first 2 weeks of COVID, and I was so glad I snapped my head out of it and did some of
that's why I started
that.
to put together. Like I just went to Saltitude and gave them some information for the Take Back Your Power.
Beautiful thing. So look out for Brenda's name. I want to thank her for coming today and for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for teaching this class at the shop. I'm so excited.
Welcome.
I can't wait for us to do it too.
Me too.
So anyway, I think we ended.